New York, beware the falling iguanas in South Florida. When temperatures fall somewhere between 4 and -1 degree Celsius in America's warmest state, people from West Palm Beach to Miami know to be on the lookout for reptiles stunned, but not necessarily killed, by the cold. They can come back to life again when it warms up. In Boca Raton, Frank Sirabayo, a Palm Beach Post columnist familiar with the critters, stepped outside and saw a bright green specimen by his pool on Thursday morning, feet up. "It's one of those ethical things, what do you do?" he said. Iguanas, which can be as long as 1.8 meters, are not native to South Florida. They have proliferated in the subtropical heat, causing headaches for wildlife managers. It took a prolonged cold spell to significantly reduce their population in 2010. The same cold snap also resulted in the deaths of many invasive Burmese pythons. "Iguanas climb up trees to roost at night," said Ron Magel, communications director for Zoo Miami. "When the temperature goes down, they're literally shut down, and they can no longer hold on to the trees," he said. Which is why you get this phenomenon in South Florida that it's raining iguanas. Get the latest news and updates emailed straight to your inbox. By submitting your email you are agreeing to Fairfax Media's terms and conditions and privacy policy. Green iguanas, like all reptiles, are cold-blooded animals, so when the temperature falls to a certain level iguanas become immobile, said Kristen Somers of the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. Under 10 degrees, they become sluggish. Under 4 degrees, their blood stops moving as much, Somers said. Florida's average temperature in winter is around 18–21. The larger the iguana, the greater its chance of survival, Magel added. Even if they look dead as a doornail, they're grey and stiff. As soon as it starts to heat up and they get hit by the sun rays, it's this rejuvenation, he said. The ones that survive that cold streak are basically passing on that gene. He suspects that, within a couple of decades, iguanas will creep north because they will be able to withstand colder climates. On Thursday, Sirabayo poked at the animal with his pool skimmer, hoping to wake it up. In a previous backyard encounter with a paralyzed iguana, he said, picking it up with a shovel did the trick. But he did move, but he's probably still alive. My experience is that they take a while to die. So he opted for leaving the iguana where it was, and dealing with it when I come home. He'll either get enough sun where he'll revive himself and get himself up the tree, or he'll continue to freeze and turn dark brown, almost black, and he'll know he's dead, Sirabayo said. And the iguana lived, but the winter storm sweeping across parts of the U.S. has prompted animal rescue organizations and local authorities to issue warnings about giving pets shelter, with dogs left out to freeze to death in the cold. One of the strongest winter storms on the East Coast in modern history, it has pummeled cities with snow and sleet, forcing schools and businesses to close, and cutting power to some 80,000 premises. Thousands of flights were cancelled. Firefighters scrambled to rescue motorists from flooded streets in Boston, and 500 National Guard troops were mobilized in the Northeast, including New York, to assist with emergency response.